All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Castlevania, Season 4, Episode 10. All right.
Series finale.
Yeah, the end of the show.
And the end of Trevor.
End of Trevor, yeah. And now we're going to have to wrap things up, give a nice little bow, maybe a little bit of a where are they now, and also, yeah, send off those that are still with us. And I very much am excited to see just particularly Alucard get that nice little bit of like, okay, this is fine, this is done. But maybe also a little bit of like, oh, yeah, my mother and father are still out there. And maybe, tease a journey, of sorts to either hell or potentially out there. Like, maybe. There was a summoning of the Rebus, and it was very true. Much and it was split.
I think their souls might have gone back to hell, but yeah, I don't know. I just hope that our boy Alucard's okay, because he literally has not been doing great, the past couple seasons. And then it's like, oh, hey, my family is finally here again. And then both, literal family and found family. Right. And then, oh, they're gone.
They're gone. Yeah. Sypha, she'll be okay. But yeah, this was a brief, few months.
The show hasn't taken
put things in perspective there. Yeah, it's a little under a year, or maybe a decent bit under a year. So yeah, okay. She'll share the story. That's right. The story. But yeah. So y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
I still say that at the root of it all was the vampire's virtue. We want everything to remain the same, to remain stable.
The vampire's virtue, bloody hell. There's an act of philosophical acrobatics for the ages.
We did. As a quartet, my sisters and I had strength. The strength to enforce a stable environment. Strength can fight a war, yes, but it can also build a shelter. Are you following me?
Yeah, but you were losing your internal stability with...
Strength and power are different.
Yeah.
You wanted strength?
You wanted power.
Camilla wanted power.
Yeah. Yeah. He did say the wine stores were empty.
Having been shown what I am, having found that I have been living a lie, here I sit, in a cage, like a dangerous animal, with King Isaac, the happy bastard, keeping a very watchful eye on me. And I'm not going to sit in a cage, Hector.
Oh.
Not even with you. I'm sorry for everything you went through.
She's gonna kill herself.
But I refuse to exist like this.
Yeah.
And I want to see what's so special about this son you keep talking about. Hector. It's fine. It's what I want to do.
Wow.
Okay. I don't think we've ever seen in this show what happens to a vampire in the sun, have we?
Psych, it's actually okay. I've been scared for nothing.
That was just a myth the entire time. Just burns away.
Hector, you are a silly man.
Oh.
Wow. That was fast.
I mean, it's easier to animate, so yeah, but also wow. But hey, the fucking lesbians survived. Yeah,
baby.
Let's go.
We're just let's go somewhere else.
Right, so they're gonna build on top of the ruins of.
Cool.
Yeah, wonderful.
That's a great way to finish the series.
They'll learn from this, but they won't need to. They won't need to use it necessarily.
Get the funeral, basically. Okay.
So what do you think about my plan?
It was my plan.
You just think it was your plan.
It was my plan.
I let you think it was your plan.
I told you my plan.
You just think you did. I'm very clever. I told you my plan in a way that would make you think it was your idea.
Okay, good.
What is this pettiness?
Agree to what?
You'll still
My
have someone
plan.
to bicker with.
We're going to stay.
Oh my god.
Oh my
I'm a
god.
genius. Just surrender.
Ignoring for a moment that you are considerably more insane than I previously estimated. I'm not used to people.
They're used to you. So just let them be used to you. And you'll get used to them.
I think I felt part of my brain die just trying to follow that logic.
It's human. Just roll with it. Don't think I haven't noticed you playing with the orphan kids. And don't think I don't know. Some of them have been calling you father.
I didn't want to disappoint them by saying anything.
Very human of you. You, Alucard, are a very odd person. I think I might like you.
Just a
Hello.
soft whisper.
Can you spare a horse?
Possibly. What for?
I am going to do what Trevor and I originally planned to do.
Oh.
Rejoin my caravan.
You know you are very welcome here.
But I am also very definitely pregnant.
Oh,
And I should be with my people. And my people are well practiced in giving the support a woman needs when it's time. Go on. Say it like the way you said it to Trevor when we arrived at the hold.
should I not be congratulating?
Congratulations.
Yeah.
You should stay.
But I should be around more people. I can't let you be the one person I rely on for help. And a child should have a community.
There's gonna be one here.
These people aren't going back to Dynasty. We're going to found a new village here, around the castle and the hold.
This place has resources I could never give my people in Dynasty.
Nice.
We
Follow
could
it.
change everything here. And I was hoping you could help me teach this brilliant but actually
Nice.
fairly useless man how to live his life.
Don't set your hopes too high.
Oh.
Cypher,
What are you going to call the village? New Dynasty?
I thought we might call it Belmont. That should confuse everybody.
Also, my god, these people are bad at organization. And are you
Okay.
really going to walk buckets back and forth from the river all day? I thought you were a man of science. Whose horse is that?
What horse?
Walking down the lane. Tie your horses up, Alucard. If you're founding a village, you need to sort these things out.
I know that horse. But someone's on it.
Wait.
Oh, no way.
No.
No, no way.
No.
No way. That cloak. No way. No way.
No. No.
No way.
No.
What?
All I can think of is that Saint Germain opened the infinite corridor just before he died. I got the dagger into death. He lit up like the sun. I'll be okay. I just need about a year's sleep in a new body. What about you? Is everything all right?
Fuck off.
Ah.
You bitch.
You know what scared me the most?
Yeah, we know.
That you might end up calling the kid Trefor after all.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
How did you even know?
Please. This is me. How do you think I've managed to stay single and carefree all these years?
Yeah, you dropped for
Can
that.
someone please come over here and kill this man? You're a rude idiot, Trevor Belmont.
I know.
And I love you.
Hello, Belmont. Now, what was that trick with the dagger?
Hello, Alucard. Ended up collecting the pieces of something a mad wizard blacksmith once made to enact a very one-sided murder-suicide pact with God. So,
You knew the thing was probably lethal to you when you used it.
Yeah.
didn't see much of a choice. What are all these people doing here?
Welcome to my village.
What's it called?
Treffy.
Can someone please come over here and kill
Kill
me?
this man. Yeah.
You look weirdly happy.
I weirdly am.
I think we finally won.
Won our happiness, won our peace, won
Yeah.
our place, won our journey's end. You know, we don't have to keep kind of wandering and shit, you know? Okay. In market. Yeah, this doesn't feel like a time skip into the future. Wait.
Yeah, I saw the goatee on Dracula.
Oh my God. Oh my God!
Holy shit.
Yes!
Tepesh. You need to get used to calling yourself Vlad.
I suppose so.
I can't be introducing you as Dracula Tepesh. Honestly, no relation. Don't look too closely at his teeth.
Is this what you really want to talk about?
I died. And you weren't there.
I know.
And you died.
I did.
And you came to find me.
I could do nothing else.
I assume you had other options. Shouting at Satan until he admitted he was just keeping the chair warm for you.
And you seem a little angry.
Because none of this makes any sense.
Yeah.
Do you have a theory about what happened?
What makes you think I have a theory?
You're a man. Men always have theories.
Maybe we can go see
You
our
can't
son.
return to the castle. Our poor boy deserves some closure in his life. Perhaps one day in the future.
But not yet. No. I have a thought.
Not a theory.
Not a theory, no.
I think we should travel.
Where to?
I was thinking about England. There's a place on the northeast coast that is supposed to be beautiful. Sea views, fish.
Fish. How can I resist?
I'm not going to get better without you.
And I was never going to be better without you. We have a second chance.
Yeah.
And a brand new future.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, that's
go.
a sweet, just
Yep.
cap to the whole thing right there.
Okay. Okay.
Yep. Goodbye, Castlevania.
All right.
You will be missed.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful end. It gave us
That was
the
great.
miracle of somehow Trefor
Yep.
survived.
And now
because fuck him, he did.
Yeah,
of course
exactly.
he did.
Our boy is too stupid to
He's
die.
too stupid to die.
Like,
Death was like, fuck you. But if you're gonna kill me, then yeah.
whatever. You know.
So yeah.
Okay.
Because of the key, because of the stuff with the infinite corridor,
Yep.
he's then able to survive the thing there. But because
Right.
it's just throwing him to a random spot, he goes all the way to the Danube, which is like, okay, cool. He's not anywhere near here. So 2 weeks is what it took for him to actually get here.
back.
That's fun. But yeah, the universe essentially decided that everyone should get happy endings here.
Except for
Especially,
Lenore.
well, we can talk about that because in some ways I actually feel like
She kind of did.
I feel like she kind of did, but the other one was Dracula and
And
Lisa.
Lisa. Yeah.
That was really sweet. I really liked that. The thing that I almost like overtly fixed on was it's split. Look, there's like stuff leaving the rebus, and it's
Right,
like,
right.
well, yeah, okay, that was intentional. This is the result of that. Okay, cool. They didn't go into like new bodies or anything.
Nope.
They literally like formed bodies, I guess,
Yeah,
out of the explosion, whatever.
There are some details of this where it's like, oh, okay, whatever, it happens. You know, why did
Trevor?
Yes,
Yes,
Trevor.
yes.
Trevor.
Yes.
Why did Trevor have his horse? You know, right?
The
Like,
horse found him.
sure. Okay,
Yeah.
there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the really like sad thing is that the horse was looking for him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just doing the circle thing around the area.
Right,
And so he
wasn't able
just
to move.
had the horse.
Sure.
Like he just found the horse.
Uh-huh.
So the horse wasn't with him the whole way back.
Right, because he wouldn't have been able to get back on his own without the horse. So, yeah, but you know, awesome. Here we are. We got this, and I love a lot of the times when characters aren't actually dead, you know, and you get that kind of surprise.
Right.
I feel like we can end up missing out on the emotions of the characters that are left that would grieve the person.
Mm-hmm.
And while we didn't see the actual, like, you know, immediate aftermath of them
Right.
grieving Trevor's death, which I think is a good choice because he
Yes.
is coming back, so it would kind of feel like a waste of time a little bit.
Yep.
We get to see Sypha afterwards and where she's at in the aftermath of everything. And that conversation with Alucard was absolutely fantastic.
Perfect.
That, like,
we love these characters so much, but to
Yeah.
see her have the depth of emotion, but also the focus to realize, like, okay, but this is what's important. This is where I'm going. She's always been a rather logical and kind of focused individual, but to think about how much Trevor, in a lot of ways, kind of was that little bit of chaos in her life that allowed her to be like, I don't need to be focused all the time.
uh-huh.
I can let loose.
Yep.
And then him being gone, she kind of realizes, oh, I've been in a dream for a bit. I need to go wake up.
Yeah.
And Alucard's like, no, it's okay. You don't have to go and isolate yourself.
And
Stay with us. And I loved the idea that the other girl basically just giving Alucard the go ahead, go be soft, be kind.
Yep.
But Alucard, having grown so much, knows in a lot of ways what it would actually take to kind of convince her that, hey, they can stick it out through this. And then the other girl comes in and kind of
does the
kind of like,
other, like, balance of
right,
scale
exactly,
for it. Yeah.
exactly. Kind of provides a little bit of that structure. So it's the heart and everything was there, and they were going to form a community, and they would have done just fine. Trevor not being there would have sucked, but it would have worked just fine. In some ways, we saw an alternate ending right there.
Right.
And basically, the fates or God was just like, you know what?
I'll throw you a bone today.
Let's give something back here.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's the like, oh, okay, see him from far off, not knowing that it's him. But then we start to hope. We start to get excited. We're like, wait a minute.
And then
We start to maybe rationalize our way out of it. And then
right.
And then we see the way he falls, and we're like, oh, but she caught. Oh, it's you. Fuck you. And just
and then
dialogue between those two.
Her response to
Yeah.
him being back, that was
Perfect.
that was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
That was absolutely wonderful. Like, it's
because you had to realize, like, he was probably scared he might not make it back.
sure.
Like, he's half dead, basically.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And
like it very much gave me the vibes of like Aragorn in Two Towers after he falls off the cliff and then, you know, is getting kind of dragged back by the horse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. And like she had just reconciled with the idea that, okay, he is dead. I'm going to go back to my people. I'm going to, you know, have my child. Right.
I'm going to live my old life and go
Right.
back to the way things were, and
Mm-hmm.
I'll be okay.
But then, he just had to come in and fuck that up.
Classic Belmont.
Mm-hmm.
There's something really, really cathartic, I would say, in having a story where you have at least a trio of main characters, because I feel like two creates a completely different dynamic. But
Yes.
once you have three, then things become, well, exponential. And
Right.
those three dynamics are completely different, but when you tease the story separating the three and then becoming two, it's more like two ones than a group of two.
Yeah.
Because something glue wise was being conveniently kind of exchanged by having that third person there, and then it's sundered, and you're like, oh, they can't just be who they were in the previous dynamic, but just have it with each other. It has to change. And this being the bit of fan service of like, we're not, like, we don't have to do that here. We're not doing anything beyond this story-wise. So
we can do whatever the fuck
we want. Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, okay.
All right.
In some ways, this is a mild criticism of Death as a final villain, but it's something that I think poetically feels really good for Castlevania, in that Death as an antagonist was introduced too late.
Yes.
And thus, for Trevor to succumb to Death, when...
That would feel like kind of like just a needless, like, kick in the dick.
Exactly. But not only that, when all throughout the series, this lucky motherfucker has cheated Death, schemed and bullshitted his way through the most, like, ridiculous situations, while he's just a guy with a explodey whip half the time, and he's flanked by these demigods of power. But somehow he's the one that gets through all this, and then it's the, does Death catch up with him? Nah, he cracks jokes and distracts and BS's his way to beating the big bad, because fucking Trevor Belmont.
Trevor fucking Belmont.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's just it. It's perfect. It's hilarious even.
And now, even though it might have been a joke, I believe that it was real and serious. We get the joy of knowing that this community, this city, this town will be called Treffy.
Was it Treffy or Trefor, though?
I think it was Treffy.
Okay.
Because Alucard was the one who said it, and then Trefor was going to be the kid's name.
Oh. The fact that, like, the face that Trevor made was so, like, dumbfounded and terrified of, like, no, you wouldn't. you really wouldn't.
Yeah.
You're actually going to do it, aren't you?
He's like, yup.
Where was that? Wow, it's such a short scene. You think? Oh, there it is. Here it is.
Yeah.
Treffy, yeah. And then just his fucking face of like, you wouldn't, you son of a bitch.
Eyes wide.
Why would you do this? No. God, I hate vampires. Fuck.
But the best part
I'm
about
gonna kill him.
The best part about that is that no one would necessarily know that was his nickname, right?
Yeah, someone comes come over here and kill me. Right. Yeah.
Right. Because, oh no, it's just a town called Treffy. Okay, whatever. And then, meanwhile, anytime someone says the name of the town, they have no idea, what's going on. Then Alucard just looks at Trevor and smiles.
The immortal Alucard. Who's just going to be like, I get to move this job for all of eternity.
Yeah, exactly.
How does that feel, Treffy Jr.? And
right.
And then little kid, Trefor or what have you, just kind of goes, I don't get it, Uncle Ali. I'm like, I don't get it, Uncle Ali.
And then he's like, that's okay.
Yeah,
and then he glances over at like the graveyard and he's just like,
I mean, come on. They're gonna live a long, happy life
No,
together.
I know, but even after, Trevor dies of old age and it's very sweet and and all that stuff.
In 4 or 5 years from now.
And 200 years later, Alucard is still milking the joke. Looks over, whenever he's like,
Yeah, I liked that Lenore's rationalization, just to kind of tie her up a little, because we didn't really discuss her too much. I like that her rationalization of that, while this is definitely a better situation than what Carmilla was proposing, the fact is that maybe she laments that even she didn't fully entirely understand her back then, or not even that she didn't, but that the others didn't. And it's what desperation brought her to that point where she went all the way past where the sisters were comfortable kind of taking this. And then it's like that bit of regret of like, could I have done things differently? Could I have reached her? Because she's the relational one of all the vampires.
Right. The relational one, and yet she's the odd one out, because Marana and Striga, cool. And then Carmilla is off by herself, but she's very much okay with that. Or was very much okay with that.
Right. And it was cool having Hector kind of sit and kind of take this a little bit, because he's kind of more like, okay, yeah, you've got your shit you need to work through, talk it out, whatever, but you're kind of speaking to nobody here. There's no audience for your insanity of like trying to pretend like this was all some, oh yes, we just didn't understand how deep Carmilla was. No, she was a warlord and stuff like that. Like, come on. But having her have this moment of where, oh, change? Okay. That's not for me. And just
there you go. Out. You walk out into the sun.
I kind of am like both disappointed and like happy about that.
Yeah.
Because I think in some ways there's an element of characters in this story that are themselves super open to change, and it's really what makes, I think, the characters so fun, is that their shtick doesn't ever change, but the actual characters do.
Sure.
And Lenore never truly was a shtick character in a lot of ways. Her the best thing about her vampire was that she seemed to be one of the more nuanced of the four. She was less confined to archetypes and stuff.
And the situation that we had here and her deciding to go out into the sun, it's essentially like, yeah,
that was her changing, if you will.
Well, I was going to say the opposite. That it's the either inability or refusal to change, right?
Well, that was what she said.
And so it's the could there have been a timeline in which the way that we thought things were left off at when we last saw them is actually how it ended up going, and they ended up figuring something out, and hey, they lived happily ever after, or who knows, something like that, right?
Right. This was her last act of freedom in what she was saying, but I was trying to kind of poke at the nuance of, well, she said, I'm not going to be in this cage. I understand the way things are changing, and I'm just not going to be in it. But having been the fourth sister, the odd one out,
right,
at the behest of the whims of Carmilla primarily, in some ways, I would posit that she maybe, if she had a bit of foresight, this was the only way things could go.
Because she had been in a cage this entire time, and so then the reason that this is a character growth action is because
she's willing to basically
she's finally willing to step out regardless of what it takes, as opposed to how things were before, where it was just sort of the...
If she wanted to basically adjust the cage, she would have had to go against her sisters.
Sure.
And in a weird way, I feel like that was something that we sensed long before this point in her character, which was that we thought she was going to turn against them because they literally held her back.
Right, like there wasn't really a place for her in this dynamic.
Exactly.
She had a lot that she brought to the table, but
and so this being her final act of defiance and in some ways freedom, I felt like was both disappointing in that I was like, oh, I thought she would now be free.
Yeah, like I didn't fully understand.
But yeah, except she's effectively stuck in here.
Well, yeah, I didn't fully understand why she was in the cage in the first place, because if like
Wait. Were you saying why in this castle right now in this episode she couldn't just leave the castle?
Correct asterisk.
Okay.
So, Isaac leaving her alive was because Hector asked him to, right? And it very much took the kind of reversal sort of thing of like where she had been watching over Hector and sort of, managing him. It would be the reverse situation and he'd be managing her.
Right.
But they don't actually get anything from having her be there in the cage.
Nope.
Right?
Nothing.
No benefit. With Hector, it's we need you to have your army, so we do need you to actually be here. In her case, Hector was basically able to convince Isaac she's not actually a threat. You don't need to worry about her.
Right.
Given that, why was she still in the cage?
Well, when you say in the cage, she was not literally in a cage ever in this episode. There was never a point where she was in a literal blue energy ring thing
No,
or
no,
anything
totally.
like that. So what you're saying is,
I got the
when
vibe from
does
how
she-
things were shown in this episode that she was a prisoner.
yes, but she's a fucking vampire. At some point, he will sleep, she will not, and at that point, she either has free reign to move about the castle, or then we would see her be put into an actual cage.
Right. And so
But-
maybe she wasn't actually a true prisoner there.
Exactly, and that's
you
my
know?
point. Is that I don't think she was entirely a true prisoner. It's that she was basically under watch.
Sure, right. And then
She
it's
didn't maybe ever have time to
well,
herself.
and this place, and regardless of what the details were, even though she's in the place that the location that was her home,
Right.
it is not a home anymore.
Exactly,
Right.
yeah.
Other people are here. Her sisters aren't there, and I had always kind of figured that they would end up just kind of leaving because I didn't realize how much Hector and Isaac reconciling was also we're going to be working together from now on.
Or at the very least, not necessarily that. Just no, Hector, this is yours. I don't need this. Isaac's found
Sure.
his clarity and his peace, if you will. So he doesn't need castles or conquests or anything like that. Isaac's just fucks off to who knows where and just lives his life. Like,
Okay.
Isaac wasn't shown this episode.
Right, but he was referred to as King Isaac.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So then, yeah, he does rule the castle then.
Right.
Never mind.
Which okay, cool. But yeah, there was that part of me that was like, oh, I wanted Hector and Lenore to like, go off and figure out how to do the Marana Striga thing, the Vlad.
Their
Lisa
relationship
thing.
was all levels of fucked up. That was not
Yeah.
going to happen. That's why I was
Yeah.
trying to make the point of she doesn't need to be here, and his final act of basically doing this is just, well, you can be free. And I'm guessing what was being implied was that she was absolutely a prisoner, but she was not being treated poorly in terms of
Sure.
like she was given free reign of the castle. It was very much the like,
An
no,
honored
if you
guest
try
that
to
can't
leave,
leave.
right? If you try to leave, then we're gonna have problems. But if you stay here, yeah, whatever. You're not gonna cause us problems, and we're not gonna cause you problems. So, yes, it was a gilded cage. She did not have any like real love for Hector. That was something of a relationship of convenience and necessity.
It was a dalliance.
Yeah, it was a dalliance, if anything, and thus she, changed over the course of this whole thing here. But the thing she came back to basically was, I will not be put into a cage. I do not want to. And in some ways, maybe this is a little bit too much of an indirection, but she didn't want to be Carmilla. She didn't want to have that point happen to her. Because I feel like Carmilla's point was that she felt the cage basically of the growing human, strength,
Sure.
all these things as watching things from the realm of an immortal. It's I will eventually be brought down by these, lowly humans and stuff. And Carmilla felt like she had to act at some point.
If she wasn't the person holding the key to the cage, then that meant that she was in a cage.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Cage everyone else so that way it's not you.
But all right.
Okay. Here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
End of the series.
End of the series. I really, really would love any kind of spin-off, any kind of stuff with these characters. I totally understand that we're not going to get that.
Their stories are resolved.
Their stories are resolved, but we have been told that there is going to be something called Nocturne, which is going to be coming out, and I believe it's a prequel. So we won't see Alucard. We won't see any of these characters here. There is a possibility that I just have wrong data and that it is something later. But for now, this is it. And I'm going to be sad to see them go.
Me too.
Yeah.
But that means we got a new show.
We do.
We got a new show to talk about.
We do have a new show. The show that we're going to be doing next is one that was, I believe, 4th or 5th on the super poll we did of live action things that y'all would like to see us. Sorry, did I say live action? Western animation things that y'all want to see us check out. This is the one that was the shortest at the top of the list. So it was one that we're like, okay, we'll do this one first
Nice to
so that
slot
we can get it and have it be experienced before we go into any of the longer ones, which is what a lot of the Western animation stuff is typically like Castlevania was one of the shorter ones in general, but
it was still, decently long.
Oh yeah, but it was like it was like 30 something episodes. Like that's barely anything compared to some of these other ones. We're going to be doing Over the Garden Wall. It's a show that we know literally nothing about at all.
Elijah Wood voices one of the characters, and that's about it.
Yeah, like this is a really exciting place where like this would have been, if we hadn't already watched it, this would have been Gravity Falls basically, but Over the Garden Wall feels to me like it's got the same respect and renown of a Gravity Falls kind of situation where it's
that's what I've gotten
it's a mystery box of a show. Like it sounds fantastical, but it also sounds whimsical. It sounds childish, but it also sounds a little bit like nerve-wracking, like a little bit like ooh, you know.
And yet it's only 10 episodes.
And yet it's only 10 episodes.
What's going to be gotten into in that?
Mm-hmm. And we're going to be doing that after this. So y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the first episode's reaction to Over the Garden Wall, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there, and any level support there gets you access to our Discord, where you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about animated shows in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so maybe that interests you. We'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.